strong series in New Zealand. Does it feel like you've got the right preparation, everyone's in the right place leading into this Ashes?
Yeah, actually, I think the group as a whole probably ready for a little bit of a break to go home and see family, spend some Christmas time at home, come to the Boxing Day Test. But yeah, I feel like the squad's in such a great place to really attack this Ashes. I think it's been a hectic summer, but I think yeah, we just feel like we're in a really nice place, and hopefully we can really take it on in the ODIs first.
You saw what they did in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Big challenge coming up.
Yeah, huge challenge. I think we also saw what they did to us over in England in the last Ashes series that we played. We sort of had to take a bit of a backward step early on, but I think we learned a lot of lessons from that last series, and have kind of evolved the way that we've played, knowing how teams are going to come at us moving forward. So especially in the one-day format, I think we're really comfortable with that, but I think the T20s in the middle are going to be a real probably show for both sides, obviously coming off the back of the T20 World Cup, but like I said, I think our squad's really well placed and really comfortable with what we want to achieve moving forward.
Have you found Volley's introduction into the team?
Yeah, a little bit frustrating for myself personally, because every time someone's come in to take my spot, they've made runs. But it's all right. I'll just continue to have to prove my opportunity. But it's been amazing, and I think just to see the depth in Australian cricket is there, and young players in particular. Every time they get an opportunity, they step up and they're ready to go at international level, which is exactly why we invest in our domestic cricket here in Australia. So it's been exciting to have her along for the ride, and obviously to be selected in this squad is justice for what she's done this summer.
Megan Schutt's obviously a legend of Australian cricket, South Australian cricket. How long can she keep going? Because she just keeps doing it.
Yeah, well, she does keep doing it. I think her evolution, she's been at the top of her game for a while, and just when you think that as an opposition you've got one over her, she re-evolves again and finds something new to deliver. So yeah, she's an amazing team member first and foremost, but performer for our side. So hopefully she can have a really good Ashes series and lead from the front in that regard.
Are you likely to take the gloves?
Yeah, well, that's the plan. Obviously named in the Governor General squad, and that'll be a great opportunity for me to take the gloves for a little bit and see how everything's progressing. I can't really give you any more information than that. It's kind of play it by ear at the moment to see how everything pulls up. But I did thoroughly enjoy running around the field in New Zealand. So if that's the option and is less disruptive to our side, then that could be the way moving forward. But the aim is to take the gloves, and hopefully I can do that.
Moon's happy to be the understudy.
Yeah, actually, Moons is doing a great job, and is learning how hard it is to wicket-keep again after fielding for so long. But yeah, I think we both get along really well, most importantly, and I think that having that open communication about where we're both at and what we need from one another, I think has been really helpful. But she's doing a great job and is happy to do that, which is awesome.
I mean, what factors consider with that, Alyssa, like wicket-keeping?
Well, obviously, my main niggle concern at the moment is my knee, and having an angry joint in there and flaring that up, and knowing the really tight schedule with the Ashes as well, probably managing that and not wanting to blow it up too much that's going to affect my ability to play at all. So that'll be the real test, I think, in the next 10 days moving into the series, as to how that pulls up, how it responds to wicket-keeping again, and we just assess as we go. I did spend a lot of time in the field as a young player coming into the Aussie squad, and if that's going to keep it, I guess, more happy and I can focus on my batting and captaincy, then maybe that's the way forward. But the aim at this stage is to still take the gloves.
Having the Test match move around in the multi-format series, how does that alter it for you in terms of the way that you look at it tactically, strategically?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a hard one to sort of place, because Test cricket still sort of seems like a bit of a novelty for us, and so from my perspective, having the two white ball formats first and foremost and being a priority is not such a bad thing. I think both teams will be going out to win those series, and then obviously see where the series is placed heading into the Test match, and I guess make it even more of a spectacle here at the MCG, the day-night Test, pink ball. It's going to be really exciting. So we haven't put too much thought into what that looks like tactically, but I think for us to know that we're really comfy in those white ball formats and have them up and running first kind of gives us an air of confidence, I guess, in that.
And is it something to aim for, I guess, to do that a bit better than the way you finished in England last year?
I think so. I think I've spoken a lot about our preparation and how we prepared really heavily for that Test match, because it was first. We had never played with a Duke's ball before. So we put a lot of time and effort into that preparation and got the result we wanted in that test match, and probably just assumed that what we were going to do in the white ball was going to be enough, not knowing what England were going to come out and throw at us. So we've played some really good white ball cricket since that last Ashes series, and I think, like I said, having that up first, having those comfy formats up first, I think should help us.
How do you use Annabelle in the T20 space, given she didn't bat much in the World Cup and the form she's in now?
Well, I think that's a great question in general about our T20 squad. How do you utilise the depth we've got just to get the most out of everything that we do have in our team? And that's been some of the discussion post World Cup. I mean, we were only 4 down at the innings break there in the World Cup semi-final with not enough runs on the board. So how do we fix that? And we've had some really great conversations, some really positive conversations about how we want to take our T20 cricket moving forward, and remaining that fearless approach to our T20 cricket. So how we use Annabelle, how we use everybody. Ash Gardner didn't bat in that semi-final either, so how do we utilise the capabilities that we've got right down is a test moving forward, but hopefully we'll find the right answer for that in this series.
Is there a sense on that front that Georgia Wareham is more likely to drop back down the order after being used a fair bit up the order?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I think that was probably one way that we tinkered with our lineup to try and get the most out of it. She almost feels wasted down at sort of 8 and 9 as well with the power that she possesses, and taking on the power play in particular in international cricket, we know how crucial that is, but we feel like that's actually going okay. But how do we utilise some of the power we've got throughout the middle overs to kind of maintain that momentum is going to be important. So yeah, we might see a little bit of a different look T20 side to what we showcased in the World Cup, but I think that's great learnings for us moving forward, and great opportunities, I think, first and foremost for some young players to come in and show everyone what they can do.
And you haven't named the test squad. Could you envisage, I know it's not selected, but can you envisage someone sort of coming out of the blue a bit to be involved if they have a different skill set?
Yeah, definitely. I think you look at the way we've probably shaped up in Test cricket over the last couple of seasons, it's looked a little bit different to what we've done in the white ball format. So there is some reasoning as to why that test squad hasn't been announced, and we'll probably look at that over the next few weeks as to see where all the bowlers in the domestic cricket are at and their loads, and how they're going to prepare for a test match. So knowing it's pink ball, knowing it swings a little bit more and what the conditions are going to be like, I think there's a few players around the country at the moment that could stick their hand up for a baggy green, which I think is really exciting.
There was Katy Perry here at the MCG
Yeah.
ago, G Flip and Sampa the Great.
Yeah.
It does feel like this test is another really big milestone for women's cricket in Australia.
Yeah, I think it's huge, and I think what Melbourne seems to do really well is put on an event. It's not just about the sporting moment at the time, it's about what is happening around it, and I think you're coming off the back of the Australian Open. There's some amazing golf courses you can play in between if you're coming down for the tennis and then come to the test match. I mean, what an amazing experience. So yeah, I think having that opportunity to have Katy Perry here in the World Cup and showcase the cricket, but also the event that Melbourne can put on, I think is really cool, and hopefully people really enjoy that and celebrate that, and obviously come and watch the cricket, but just enjoy what an amazing opportunity it is to be here as well.
So if you can finish the test in 2 days, you might be able to celebrate on stage.
I'm not sure Cricket Australia want that, will they? They might want it to go a little longer, but yeah, I mean, I won't lie, it's pretty cool to have the calibre of performers that we do at the test match. So I'm sure the girls will be wanting to hang around and get a few selfies and whatnot, which is cool. But first and foremost, we're here for the cricket. That's going to be a tough tussle, but hopefully everyone just enjoys the experience of day-night test cricket at the MCG.
It goes head to head with.
Sorry, another tough break for South Molyneux with the knee injury, and you had Tara Fleming with a recurring shoulder injury a couple of months ago. Has that been hard for the group to deal with, seeing those two go through it again?
Yep, it's been really tough. I think the moment Tay went down in the World Cup itself, I think you could just see the group sort of their hearts break in that very moment, and Soph is obviously another little blow for the group and for her personally, but they're a really, really close-knit group of people at the moment, and I know that everyone's got one another's backs, and you know, whatever the rehab is moving forward, and what opportunities there are to play cricket in the next 12 months for both of those, we'll be right behind them and supporting them and doing everything we can as teammates to help get them back on the park and support them in that process. So yeah, really disappointed for the both of them, and Soph in particular over the last little period, but they'll bounce back. Luckily they're both still young, they've got plenty left to achieve in international cricket, which I guess helps them. It's on their side.
The TV viewers at home, they're going to be sitting back on Jan 29 and weighing up whether to watch your husband playing a test in Sri Lanka or you playing a test in Melbourne? What's the message?
Come watch us, it's way more exciting. I mean, the Sri Lankan Test series will be great for the boys, but I mean, a day-night test match at the MCG, it's going to be pretty exciting, I would have thought, so make sure you buy your tickets.
Just in terms of, we spoke about the hectic summer and the schedule as well, in terms of how the women's cricket calendar is changed in the landscape in the last couple of years.
Yep.
As a captain and a senior player who's been there, and how do you, in terms of manage the squad as well as body as well, the load that it takes, how it has changed in the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's changed quite dramatically, and we're sort of learning as we go how to manage that. It's obviously been around in the men's game for a long period of time, and probably the depth in the men's game has been there a little bit longer, where they can chop and change between squads, whereas we seem to pick similar squads for every series we're a part of. But our group really prides itself on its athleticism, its fitness, and its resilience in that regard. And so opportunities like this to showcase that in a really tight schedule, is where we really pride ourselves. So it's getting challenging, and I think you look at the calendar the way that is. I think the windows for the franchise cricket are great at the moment, but hopefully more and more players, not just here in Australia but around the world, get opportunities to experience those and take the load off a little bit, and really prioritise international cricket, because that is, I think, for us what is most important.